The University of Sioux Falls Business Office gets into the Christmas spirit. We get a look at USF and Augie's budding rivalry. And the Washington Pavilion hosts a Christmas pageant. All this and more coming up next on College Week.
Live from the Jeske Fine Arts Center on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, this is College Week. With Brandon Sandoval, Tracy Erdman, and sports with Michelle Jacobs.
Good morning. I'm Brandon Sandoval.
And I'm Tracy Erdman. Thanks for joining us. The Christmas spirit is coming to campus. College Week's Mary Eggstead takes a look at how one department is spreading holiday cheer.
The USF School of Business is hosting a fundraiser event for the Children's Home Society, and they are doing it with a little help from a classic Christmas icon.
I'm excited for Santa.
Carrie Rosenboom is a senior business major and is helping with the event. She says that the purpose of the event is to raise awareness for the Children's Home Society.
And so the School of Business is partnering with the Children's Home Society to help raise money and awareness for the Children's Home Society then, for these kids.
Santa will be accompanied by Tom Roberts, a local author whose proceeds from his latest book, Santa's Prayer, will go entirely to the Children's Home Society. Wendy Dooley is a School of Business program coordinator. Dooley says that Roberts volunteered his time and talents to make the book possible.
The author and the illustrator also was volunteered, and then they actually got a great deal on all the publishing and all of that. So 100% of the proceeds from all the books that are sold go back to Children's Home.
Santa's Prayer is Robert's second book about the Christmas season. Dooley says that the book really helps put the holiday in perspective for her and her family.
What I love about it is as Christians, I think it's always a struggle for us to have Christmas be about the true meaning of Christmas, especially when you have kids. I have 3 little boys at home who are a bit more excited about Santa than they are about the true meaning of Christmas, to be very honest. So you don't want to discount that, because I think that as kids, that's something to look forward to and be very excited about. But I think this book does a wonderful job of kind of bringing that all together.
The fundraiser will be held on December 12th. Rosenboom tells us what will happen at the event.
It starts at 2 o'clock, from 2 to 2:30. Santa will be there. Actually, Santa will be there for the whole time from 2 to 4, so children can come and see Santa. And then at 2:30 is when Tom is going to read the book until 3 o'clock. And then from 3 to 4, he'll be able to be there to sign the book for anyone that wants it signed.
Dooley says that in the future, students will take over the project.
Our hope is that we can be here to support our students, but that this will become a student-oriented project, that each year or twice a year, whatever the case might be, the School of Business picks a charity or an organization they want to help and really just runs with it. And if it takes our leadership to do it here in the administration of it, absolutely we'll do it. So,
for College Week, I'm Mary Eggstead.
The book signing will take place on Saturday, December 12th at 2 p.m. in the Cleveland Center at USF.
December has arrived, and with it comes the Christmas spirit. In celebration of the season, the USF campus participated in the annual Christmas Story Time. Students met in the lounges of Burgess, Kroski, Sullivan, and Grand Island halls to listen to their favorite Christmas tales. Those enjoying the activity also had a chance to enjoy hot apple cider and Christmas cookies. If you missed out on last week's celebrations, feel free to join in this coming week.
The USF's tradition is still going strong as the USF Magical Dinner Show is just wrapping up its 46th year of production. Started by Lois Harshenko in 1963, the show has evolved since its first year to become an event that combines the whole of the fine arts, from the theater department assisting in the construction of the set to the band and orchestra providing music that sets the mood during and before the show. The audience is treated to a theatrical masque and a concert put on by the Singing Camerata, as well as a meal served by the USF Dining Service. Although this year's run is sold out, it's never too early to reserve tickets for the 47th year's performance. Call 331-6580 for ticketing information.
Coming up after the break, see how the budding rivalry between USF and Augie has affected both campuses. We'll be right back. This year's annual USF Augustana basketball game attracted some unwelcomed hijinks the night before the big game. For more on this story, we turn to College Week's Jamie Fuller.
The Augustana USF rivalry heated up with this year's annual doubleheader basketball games. The event started Monday night when Augie and USF students went after each other's school statues.
In the afternoon, I walked back to the lobby and then noticed the guy outside who was cleaning up on the sidewalk. And I asked him, what had happened and so on. And then I noticed all kinds of oil and eggshells all over the place. And I looked at the windows of the lobby and noticed that there was eggs running down the windows and all the way down, 2 on the north side and 1 on the south side. So then I found out what had happened from this guy, that the USF students, he said about 200, I don't know about that, but they'd come on and they had thrown eggs all over the place. And
what happened is our students kind of got prepared, that they knew that Augustana students would be coming up and trying to do the same thing they've done the last few years. When Augustana students got roughly in front of Burgess Hall, between Burgess Hall, the men's residence hall, and the Stewart Center, some of our students were ready. They had eggs, they had water balloons, and there was a hose that was connected from the 3rd floor of Burgess Hall. When the Augie students started marching up, they started to throw some of the eggs, let the water hose go. It was a low pressure water hose, no intentional damage was intended to be caused with it. I don't believe there was any. After that, about 3-minute incident, then I think things kind of got out of hand. I think students from both campuses, in fact we know students from both campuses, still were trying to have a fun time with it.
Tuesday night ended up with a fire near one of Augie's dorms, an emergency room visit for one Augie student, and an ongoing investigation by Sioux Falls Police Department.
There's about a group of 150 students that gathered here down at Ole, and no one had anything with them at all, whether it was eggs or anything like that, or firecrackers, and we all went up to USF, and it was all supposed to be in good fun and good nature. We were supposed to just go up there and just ride the Cougar and sing our Augie fight song, and then that's to be the end of it. We expected the USF students, of course, to have water balloons. We expected them, to throw balloons and douse us with water, which I think is totally acceptable. It's a fun rivalry. But when they're starting to throw eggs at people, it turns to be malicious. There was even a student, in fact, on my floor that had to go to the hospital that night because he had gotten an eggshell in his eye and ended up scratching the lens on his eye. That's when you know there's a problem.
From what I know, the Augustana students were coming over to mess with the Cougar, flower it up, do whatever they were going to do to it, and some USF students caught wind of it and protected our USF pride.
At this time, no charges of arson or assault have been charged. For College Week, I'm Jamie Fuller.
25 USF students are needed on Tuesday, December 8th from 3 to 4:30 in Jordan Hall to be extras in a USF television commercial. Extras are needed to dress as college students and to bring their backpacks as if they're going to class. The commercial will air on Midco cable channels beginning December 21st and ending January 31st. The spot will also air on NBC during the Winter Olympics in February. Students interested in participating as extras should contact Director of Academic Marketing Megan Fisher at 331-6785 or megan.fisher@usiouxfalls.edu to verify their intent to participate.
With the Christmas season upon us, the Washington Pavilion is set to perform the play, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Here's College Week's Chantel Day with the story.
Although the Meredith stage will be quiet this holiday season, the Washington Pavilion is gearing up for another Christmas performance.
The play is about, they're going to have the Christmas pageant like they do every single year, and for some odd reason, the Herdman kids and adults come to the church just in time to hear about it. And, well, let's just say they spice it up a little bit.
We have 77 local actors who are in it, who are mostly youth, and they are all doing a phenomenal job.
Levi DeGrosse says why he auditioned for the Best Christmas Pageant Ever.
It sounded like a lot of fun. I had tried theater previously before and I had a lot of fun, so I thought this might be a fun experience and getting used to actually perform in an audition.
Molly Wilson says how this play came to be.
It is a production that I think has been in the works for a while. Roseanne Kelly, who is our interim director of the education department here at the Pavilion, she's a strong advocate and believer in theater and reaching out to as many people as possible, young, old, you name it. And so this was something that was kind of her brainchild and her baby. And we had worked together years before and just kind of said, you know what a wonderful time for us to kind of remember people and Christmas spirit. And we kind of had this show and away we go. And we're just kind of rocking and rolling and having fun.
For College Week, I'm Chantel Day.
The Best Christmas Pageant Ever performs December 17th through December 20th. Ticket prices are $5 for students and $10 for adults.
Ever since Facebook started to become more popular, it's also been distracting students from their schoolwork. For more on this story, here's Tyler Hitchcock.
Students are faced with many distractions. It used to be just friends, but now, since Facebook has arrived, more distractions have been added. Matt Harsh tells us how he gets distracted on Facebook.
It depends on what I'm doing, if I'm talking to people or, gosh, sometimes there's these girls that they talk to me, they think I'm some big schlabber dude, and they always try to find my Facebook and add me, and I have to change my name so many times, but I don't know, I like having Facebook. I like to talk to all my friends and whatnot.
Well, Facebook itself isn't really the distraction. It's the ads on the side, like the hot local women, South Dakota singles. I get caught up in that. And by the time they ask you all their survey questions, you got to sign up for something before you even get your matches.
Students like Amanda Johnson
That's really funny. Whoa, you can get a BlackBerry now? Or an Escalade?
tells us how an application called Sorority Life has been distracting her.
I'm on here all the time. Well, I have like $2 or $3 million on here somehow. I don't know how I do that. I'm just really good, I guess. I have lots of sisters in my little clan of Sorority Life, or SL, as the locals call it. I can throw some pretty wicked charity bake sales and bake-a-thons. We raised $36,000. We had many folk come and help us out with that one. And I gained 18 things of energy so that I can do even more things, which is really legitimate.
Harsh tells us how Facebook can interfere with everyday life.
My favorite thing to do on Facebook is Farmville. I spend maybe 6 hours a day on Farmville. I make crops and help them grow, and I water them, and I watch them, and I really like doing it. It's my favorite thing to do. And yeah, sometimes it takes away from school, sometimes it takes away from sleep. I don't care. I love Farmville.
Rochelle Smith tells us how Facebook has even kept her from writing a paper, which led her to failing the class.
I had to write a paper for my history class, and it was a 10-page paper. I decided to get on Facebook instead. And let's just say the paper didn't quite happen, and I ended up failing the class. Not a good deal.
With finals right around the corner, Johnson, like other students, are taking precautions so they do not get distracted from their studying.
Well, actually, I am banning myself from Facebooks for 2 weeks.
For USF College Week, I'm Tyler Hitchcock.
Coming up next, College Week's Mary Eggstad sits down with art professor Cisa Cooper. Don't go away.
Good morning and welcome to Crosstalk. I'm Mary Eggstad, and today I'm here with Cisa Cooper. Thank you for being here, Cisa.
Thank you for having me.
Now, tell me about your position here at USF.
I am an assistant professor of art. I teach drawing, painting, sculpture, and the art education program.
Okay, and how long have you been working here?
This is year number 7.
Okay, wow. Now, you currently have a show going on downtown at the Pavilion. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it's a collaborative show called P3, which stands for Painters, Poets, and Pavilion. It's organized by myself and Dr. Kevin Cole, who's a professor here in the English department. We approached the Pavilion year before last with the idea of putting together a group of painters and poets just to see what would happen and kind of experiment with the collaborative project on a local level. So Kevin and I sort of handpicked 12 painters and poets and had this lovely reception, a great turnout last year. So the Pavilion approached us again this year and said, it was such a success, why don't we double it? See if we can get 24, 25 poets and painters. So we went regional. We have painters and poets from Nebraska, Minnesota, North Dakota, pretty much all over the region, most affiliated somehow with an academic institution.
Okay, and had you done something like this before coming to Sioux Falls?
I had actually been, not really a part of, but I had been an observer of a much larger collaborative project at the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston, right after I got out of college. And it was a regional show of Texas painters and poets there. And at that time, Edward Hirsch, who is a really well-known poet, was teaching creative writing at the University of Houston, and his wife happened to be a curator at the museum. So they put together a similar show called 1+1. It was a huge success, and it very much impacted me, and I'd always wanted to do a collaborative project somewhere. So when I came to the University of Sioux Falls, the first year, Greg Dyer and I sort of experimented with it on the college level with students, and that was a success. So this was just sort of the next natural step to take it here in Sioux Falls.
Okay. And collaboration seems to be a theme for you. I know you had a presentation about it at the South Dakota College Art Association conference that was held here. Could you tell us what that was about?
Yes, well, basically took all of my collaborative experience, which included some collaboration with Nancy Olive and Brian Holland a few years ago, the collaborative experience that Greg Dyer and I did in the classroom, and then of course the P3 show, and just put it into a formal presentation to all of the college art professors in the state, and challenged them to go back to their schools and do some sort of collaborative project with a student, and then hopefully next year we will put all of those works together in an exhibition at the next College Art Association conference, which we're not sure where it'll be. Possibly would be at SDSU in Brookings.
Okay, and have you paired up already with someone to collaborate with, or?
Actually, I have. I've talked to a student here who's graduating, Kevin Caraway, who's an English and art student. And oddly enough, he is both a fantastic artist and writer. So we're going to do something, and Carly Ward, who's a former USF graduate who's living in Colorado, and I are actually going to do some small pieces through the mail, just mail pieces back and forth for a while and see what happens with that.
Okay, and we're nearing the end of the semester here at USF, and there are a lot of senior art shows going on. What is your role in those?
Well, actually, that's more of my colleague Jan Hildebrand handles the gallery and the shows. They do go through a senior thesis with me, which is kind of our capstone course, which prepares them for their senior exhibit. All of our art majors, that part of their graduating criteria is to have a one-person senior exhibit in the gallery, so I just help prepare them.
Okay, and now everyone's been scared about the swine flu, and I know you had it this fall. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I did. It was very scary. Well, I was sort of the poster child for everything you've heard. 103 temperature, everything seemed to be going swell. I was just achy and sick, and then suddenly in the middle of the night I had raging lung problems that turned into pneumonia in just really in a matter of minutes. And I didn't go to the emergency room. I probably should have, but I was pretty sick there for about 3 days.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're better now. Make sure to check out the art show at the Pavilion downtown, and stay tuned for sports with Michelle Jacobs.
Now it's time for sports with College Week sports reporter Michelle Jacobs.
So Michelle, the women's basketball team seems to be on a roll.
Yeah, they have a game this weekend against Midland, so let's see how they do this weekend.
All right.
Last weekend, the University of Sioux Falls football team took on Morningside College in the quarterfinals of the NAIA Football Championship Series. The Mustangs were first to put points on the board, but the Cougars quickly answered with a Scott LeBrun touchdown and tied the score 7-7. Alex Anderson would score with 30 seconds left in the half to give the Cougars a 31-14 lead going into the half. Kicker Braden Winking added the first points of the second half as he completed his second field goal attempt of the day. Christian Porter would finish the scoring for the Cougars as he rushed for 51 yards for a touchdown, making the final score 49-21. Next up for the Cougars is the semifinal round against number 4, St. Xavier University. Kickoff is set for today at 12 p.m. at the University of Sioux Falls Sanford Sports Complex. In other sports news, the University of Sioux Falls women's basketball team defeated Presentation College last Saturday afternoon, 65-42. The Cougars were led by freshman Abby Menlick, who scored 13 points, and Holly Egan, who had 12 points. Sophomore Betsy Hildreth also added 11 points. Both teams struggled offensively in the first half, but USF managed to have a lead 21-18 going into the half. The Cougars outscored the Saints 44-24 in the second half to capture the 65-42 victory. Next up for the Cougar women is a home game today against Midland Lutheran College. Tip-off is set for 4 p.m. And that's sports for the day.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Here are the resident movie critics Ronnie Hawkins and Tyler Hitchcock for a critique on the recent release of USF's 80s video remake, Jesse's Girl.
You know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
to this week's movie moment live from the Crosstalk set. I am Tyler Hitchcock.
And I'm Ronnie Hawkins.
And this week, we are not reviewing a movie.
No, we're not.
We're reviewing a music video done by the USF's own 80s video remake club.
It's a mouthful.
It is. It really is.
Well, that's right. They produced another big hit. It's the 1981 hit Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield off his CD Working Class Dog. Let's take a look. So, Rick Springfield's music video Jesse's Girl, starring Brandon Hanson, starring Alex Bainey and Daniel Trevine as Rick Springfield's band. You can see they're matched up together pretty well here.
Yeah, they actually really correlate really well together. They really remade it.
Yeah, timing's pretty good on this one. So really funny video here. I love Jordan wearing his blonde wig.
Oh, I know.
As Jesse.
I don't know where they found it, but it just looks really fake.
Just saying. It does really look fake, but that adds to the hilarity.
It does. It really does.
It adds to the hilarity.
It does.
Oh, anyways, see Alex doing a great job at playing Jesse's girl.
Oh yeah.
Which is funny because they're a couple in real life.
It's true. I was really excited to see that because they could really use the chemistry that they already have in the video, which is
exactly. Nice. Brandon Hanson, of course, doing a good job. I mean,
epic.
They picked a really good.
It was really good.
Oh my! They picked a good guy to play Rick Springfield.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
With his acting background, he's able to like do all that.
And he kind of looks like him. Alex Bainey too. I love. They're dressed so alike. I mean, even Alex Bainey with his black stripes and on his white shirt.
It's like they had shirts already. They were born to do this role.
Exactly. So I thought. Pretty funny part right here, where they are breaking the glass.
The bathroom, really?
Oh,
that's tinfoil though.
I thought it was a good because I mean, where else are you gonna find real glass to do this at?
You can buy mirrors anywhere. Walmart, anywhere. But I guess you don't really want to buy them.
That'd be way more expensive though.
A lot of cleaning.
Yeah, true. They probably paid what, $1 for the tinfoil?
Yeah, if that. But yeah, it really works too with tinfoil, I guess. You know, the break is kind of nice, clean cut down the middle.
And might I say, Brandon Hanson looks amazing in his white beater.
Oh, please. Don't even get us started.
So, let's see, we got a little bit of time left here. So, what's your feeling of the video overall?
Well, I think some of the aspects could have been a little bit better. It's really obvious that they're not actually playing the music, but during like the cutscenes of them playing the instruments, Alex Bainey doesn't move his notes at all, so he's all
yeah, true. His head, he's just going back and forth. He's not moving up or down.
Same
or
with Brandon, and then it's obvious that Dan Ving doesn't really know how to play drums. But overall, like just matching it up really well.
Yeah.
It all flowed together really nice. Overall, I'd say it's decently done. We'll feel more improvements. What about you? What do you think?
I thought it was really good. I thought it matched up pretty well, and I think they did a really good job at breaking down the video and looking at it as a whole and getting it to match up. I thought it was really funny. So
yeah.
I would give it. I'm gonna give it 5 stars.
Wow.
I know.
Look at you.
Boom. Perfect review.
Wow.
How about you?
I don't think it was perfect. I definitely think that, like I said, there's some things that could be added upon. I mean, they did kind of have not really a time restraint, but they want to get done in a timely fashion. So I want to give it a 3.5.
3.5.
Because there's room for improvement. So maybe next time.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another season of Movie Moments. I'm Ronnie Hawkins.
And I'm Tyler Hitchcock.
And we will see you guys in the spring. Back to you guys in the studio.
See you.
And that wraps up this semester of USF College Week. See you in the spring. I'm Tracy Erdman.
And I'm Brandon Sandoval. Have a Merry Christmas.